May 11th, 2026, Williamstown Select Board meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You gotta find us new flag?
I need a credit card so I can buy this stuff.
I got that.
I think we've almost solved it. We're gonna get it. I haven't forgotten.
It works, but it's
Yeah.
kind of cheats. Okay, view of open public comments, there's a laminated sheet back there that anybody's got any questions how the meetings work, they can look at that. Any select board announcements?
Just the fire chief sent me a text message, he's at training tonight, I'm just gonna read it. It's regarding the potential app that we're discussing for public announcements. As the town's fire chief, I personally feel that getting this app to be made available to the townspeople would be a great thing on many levels. In the month of April, the FD had an impressive 24 emergency responses. Out of those 24, we had road closures, power lines and trees across the roads, a structure fire and a large brush fire that had roads closed off. By having this app, the message could have gotten out to avoid the areas and to seek alternate routes, not only on FD level, but getting the word out to the community on important town deadlines. Votes, projects, events, and emergency management preparation would be highly useful. Again, in my opinion, this would be a great way to move forward into today's technology and giving the townspeople another source to get information. Thank you, William Graham.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, any public announcements? Commissioners, committees, trustees, emergency services, other board announcements?
Just very briefly, Mr. Chair, we're looking at, as I mentioned last time, updating our town plan, the local hazard mitigation plan. We do have a meeting scheduled Wednesday morning with Ryan, Dave, I believe you're going to be there, and Central Vermont Regional Planning Commission. Both Sam and Keith will be here going over some of the hazard risk analysis sections of the hazard mitigation plan. So offer that up to the select board if anybody wanted to join on Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock. I'm not sure, probably an hour or two or something like that for initial input. There will obviously be plenty of time for updates later on, but I just want to throw that out there as well, just to let you know that we are moving forward with some of that, and we're looking for input. So if anybody is willing or able to join us, that'd be great.
So what's it, what'd you say, Wednesday morning?
Wednesday morning at
This
10
one?
a.m.
10 at the town hall?
Yes.
Is that joining in by phone call or Zoom?
It's in person, I believe.
In person, okay, I was gonna say, I can listen in and on by phone with a truck, but that's it.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, next item is approve the warrants, SB 22187, 22188, and 22189. Does anybody have to recuse themselves?
I have to recuse myself from 22189.
87,
89.
89? You all set, Cody?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so we'll do 187 and 188 first. Could I have a motion on that?
I make a motion to accept 22187 and 22188 as written.
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, now here need a motion for SB 22189.
I'll make a motion to approve 228189 as written.
That was second.
I'll second.
Motion made, seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next one is payroll warrants, 5326. Is there a motion on that?
Make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Motion made, second, any discussion on the payroll warrant? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Abstain.
And, let's see, next thing is approve the select board meeting minutes for 4/13. Let's do them separate, I guess, in case there's anything on them. So 4/13 would be the first one, a motion on that?
Make the motion. As written.
I second that.
Second it,
Second it.
motion made, seconded, any discussion?
Yeah, a little bit. What was the difference?
I could have my dates off. Is that the one talking about extra parking for Salty Field?
No.
Okay,
That's the next one.
okay.
That was,
That is April 20th.
yeah, the next one.
That would be the next one.
Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Oh, yeah, so the reason,
Yeah, the only,
so,
the
this,
difference.
this is, I just read it, there was some typos, like
Oh,
town wasn't
okay.
capitalized. And then the other thing that wasn't just mentioned in it was the vote to have the audit back on the town meeting 2027. That wasn't in the minutes, now it is,
Okay.
because we voted on it, those were the only
Yeah,
things.
I was wondering, I
Just a
went
lot
through
of-
it, I'm like, what's the difference?
That's it, just,
Okay,
just
thank
some,
you. That was
some
my
gum.
question.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next one is approve the meeting minutes for, Monday, April 20th, Salty Field. A motion on that?
I'll make the motion to approve as written.
Your second?
I'll second it.
Motion made, second, any discussion? Chris, you had something on that?
So I didn't attend the meeting. I guess I would like an explanation. What
What the meeting was about?
Well, what direction? Are we gonna allow the youth sports to use, and I know Cody might be the best person to answer this question, to use town property, which may be a brownfield, for extra parking? So I'm asking,
That's what the meeting was about, the area, not the downtown dump itself, but the area between the Salty Field and the town dump. There's a flat area out there, and we're just gonna regrade it, use it for additional parking, because it's very congested when they have tournaments and stuff down there. And they would come in through the transfer station gate in that way.
may I speak again?
Yep,
So we're gonna start opening up the transfer station gate for all sporting events at Salty Field.
no, just,
So it wouldn't be all events. So basically in the past, we've had lots of issues where ambulance couldn't get through, fire trucks couldn't get through because we put no parking, but people don't follow the signs. So it would probably be used half a dozen times a year. It's for our larger events, our World Cup, 3-4 tournament, jamborees, just the bigger events where we need more parking. It's mainly just our events are growing, more people are coming, and we just don't have sufficient parking, and it's causing issues out on the main road.
May I speak? So does the state of Vermont that is overseeing this brown field, what I just got told, I believe, is they're gonna go in through the transfer station driveway and then go to the stump dump to get,
It's past that,
goes
yeah.
past the stump dump.
so, but you gotta go in across from what I'll call, and this is me calling it the drug house, down the stump dump driveway. And then parking, has anybody checked to see that the dump allows that?
I've been in contact with him, like, giving him updates. So we've been in contact with him about that.
So we, as the town,
I have, as WYSA person, was talking with him about it.
so we as the town have a controlled fire department burn location there.
Yep.
Have we talked to the fire department?
Yes, the fire department's been updated.
Okay, and if you go down there now, it's chained off and the gate out on 14 is locked. So who's gonna have keys to all of these gates?
There's a key box that has a combination. So we will figure out who the best person to have that combination will be on those days.
It was discussed at the meeting that
I didn't make it.
there was a rec field committee that's gonna have a designated person open and shut the gate before and after the events and make sure everybody's out of there.
Is that those persons listed on the town's website?
They haven't got that far yet.
I think we're jumping on this a little too quickly.
Why?
Can I just ask a question? What are your concerns?
Well, it's gated, first of all. It's gated twice to get to this location.
Yeah,
And we're gonna now turn out keys to what I believe is a brownfield. And we're gonna involve Salty Field, which I believe is owned by U Sports.
Mhm.
But now the town is gonna get involved in this.
There's a piece of land out there that's not part of the dump. The dump has been capped many, many years ago, and this monitoring well's been monitored over the years. And this is way above any groundwater. It's just a part of the old gravel pit. It's pretty much level. We're just gonna grade it off a little bit more, so in the parking area, it will accommodate about 80 cars.
So,
And it's for a safety issue, because they park both sides of the road up Business Center, road, and then it's just, we've had many people ask that we do something to help out with it because of the situation.
I don't disagree with it, but who is liable at this point? If something happens in this new parking lot?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm gonna be responsible as long as I'm there to make sure that,
So Cody Griggs is taking all reliability and,
I mean, obviously I can't control what people do, but I will make sure we open it, we have people over there taking care of things, parking signs, everybody's gone, locked up, just like we do with the field now.
and this is all put in writing at this point, select board.
I don't think all the details specifically have been put in writing, but as far as the usage as a parking lot, I think we have that. I mean, in the notes,
In the minutes,
in
but
the minutes, yeah.
yeah, we can
Scott,
work up
you
an
and
agreement.
Clayton,
So I
are
can
you
just-
gonna chime in on
I'll
this?
just text or email the town manager and ask to see.
Sure.
This,
Are you looking for like an MOU or?
so what, I can tell you, I've had to pull people out of the Salty Fields parking lot when they're down there doing things they shouldn't be doing,
Sure.
which falls on youth sports. But now we're opening up to the town of Williamstown.
That's not gonna be open at night though.
Yeah, it's only
It's
for
only
these
gonna be
specific
daylight
events.
hours.
Okay, I wait to see that agreement.
Well, they do have some night events down there, so
Yeah,
it could be.
we got lights, so we'll do night games, so. But again, we'll be responsible for overseeing, making sure the parking lot's empty, locking the gates.
Okay, it's a little confusing. Scott says no night events, and now we're on to night events.
Chris, how about, I'll like say something, this is for the public good, it's not anybody's making anything on it or trying to do anything special for anybody, the whole town uses that field. The kids use it, people come from out of town that go to these events. The land is there, is doing absolutely nothing. And it's good, it's right adjacent to the field, it's a perfect spot for it. And they're gonna keep track of making sure the gates and stuff are shut, we've talked about that in our meeting. And we can get it in writing.
Sure.
I agree, but you've gotta cover all of our assets.
We could do an MOU or something.
Yeah, we can work something out.
Thank you.
We will.
Is this what was known as the dog park several years ago?
That's part of it, yeah.
The dog park, I think, is no longer, the fence is all
No,
down.
it didn't fly, like,
Yeah.
my daughter thought it would fly, but it was.
I've got a question.
Steve,
I hadn't thought anything about this, but whose liability insurance would this come under? The town or you sports or who? Just in case, I just thought of that, in case something happens.
the town, you know, something could happen in town walking down the edge of the road.
I realize that, Larry. But I mean, you're
If I say,
opening up another
I'm not
area.
gonna say or tell you something couldn't happen,
Yeah,
but the town is well insured, for one
Yeah,
thing.
okay,
And
but
the
if we come
sports
under
have
the
their own
town's
insurance
insurance?
as well.
it would come under the town's insurance.
Depends on the situation, I don't,
Okay. Just thought I'd throw that out there, I didn't know.
yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but sometimes you gotta step out and do stuff, you know, or else.
Yeah. Curious, that's all.
Any more discussion on the minutes for 20th? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? One more. Okay. Now we got the minutes for April 27th meeting. You have a motion on that?
No, I make the motion to approve as written.
There a second?
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Guess you're up, Ryan?
Okay. Had the opportunity to attend Municipal Advocacy Day at the State House, and as well as the BTCMA conference held in Stowe over the past couple weeks. It was a great opportunity for networking and hearing about resources available to help out municipalities. The one major theme at both places was that all towns are hurting as far as keeping up with repaving and repairing roads. And the state has less and less grant opportunities and funding for municipalities to take advantage of. That having been said, I did learn last week that we've been awarded a V-Trans paving grant of $200,000 to help finish the work started on Graniteville Road and beyond. But that will be likely the last time we'll be able to get that for quite some time. Because the transportation, the state transportation bill is just like, they've cut a lot out of it. And everything that's been proposed to kind of fill that gap has fallen short. They're prioritizing other things over roads, but it seems like roads would be a no-brainer since you need them to get anywhere and do anything. But, so we'll see how that shakes out. We got the ball rolling on the sidewalk project that we were awarded a grant for to connect the schools in the downtown. The only engineering company that responded to our RFP was Dubois and King, which I worked with, or is it Du Bois? I don't know, I say Du Bois. I worked with them several times in my other roles. I can vouch for their good design work. So we'll have a kickoff meeting in the next couple of weeks with a steering committee that I've assembled. I asked Cody to represent the select board and Jasmine Couillard to represent the planning commission, Horace Duke to represent the school board, and then Dave and myself will be on it. But it's not like a private or closed meeting, so I can put that out there and people can come and see. This is just a kickoff kind of thing. Du Bois and King will hear some feedback from the steering committee as residents and locals about, you know, where's a good place to put it, where looks like a good place, but we probably shouldn't use those routes, and they'll come up with at least 3 options for us to figure out. I've had overwhelmingly positive feedback when I put out a survey on Facebook and at the revote concerning my pitch for a phone app that will help residents stay informed and involved. There are around 80 positive responses on Facebook, and I got 6 positive responses from the 6 physical surveys that were turned in. And I've left the surveys on the clerk's counter for people to fill out as they come in. Due to a financial reporting error concerning federal funds that was submitted last year, the Department of Public Safety has put us on a delinquency list, which essentially stops us from receiving any grant awards until we sort out the error and resubmit an amended report. I hired a CPA from the Barry area, Bonnie Batchelder, which has done some work for the town in the past on our annual audit, to help us sort through the error and convince the state that we need to be taken off the list. So far, the response from the state has been favorable, and as soon as they accept my amended report, I will update everyone. The short version is we received a lot of federal funding through FEMA for the flooding events and repairs. Some of that funding that we had received was mistakenly counted towards a previous year's single audit. So it made the total inflated, and so that kind of carried over into last year, so the state thought we needed another single audit. It's very confusing, and I could barely keep up, but I got the CPA to kind of explain it to the state that it was a mistake done in 2024, that money has been accounted for, so having to redo the single audit with the same totals, just because it was done in the wrong year, basically, is going to cause a financial hardship to the town. Single audit's probably around $10,000 now. So I have resubmitted the report with all the correct funding figures, and I will see what the state says, but they were pretty understanding once I brought in a professional to explain it better than I could ever do, so. Then we have water reader meter issues. It turns out there was a very important program on my predecessor's workstation that was confiscated that allowed the water meter reader to import and export data from our records in Nemrick. I found a new vendor to help, but it would require us to get back onto a support agreement with them and possibly change out our reader equipment. I'm still working on that, but I should have that all tied up by the end of this week.
How come we can't get that back?
I assumed it because it was logged as evidence.
What's that?
Because it was logged as evidence.
Chris?
No offense to you, but public information is public information. So logging to be evidence is an acceptable answer. I'm sorry I spoke to the manager, but I'd like to hear
I mean, it wasn't, if the town owned that, was it the manager owned it? I don't see any reason that they didn't find any wrongdoing as far as our town's concerned. I don't see a reason why they can hang on to our stuff.
I don't know.
Can't.
I think you need to check that further.
Didn't they find files on there?
Yes.
The state police took it, they confiscated it because there was files found on it.
Yeah.
Chris?
They may have taken files, but public information is public information. So I'm gonna ask the select board to retrieve these files, the copies of the files. You don't have to own them.
We have all of the files that were on that workstation. What we don't have is the specifically licensed program called Auto Reader that was on that. Like, I need the physical. Yeah.
May I speak?
Yeah,
Who bought that license?
Yeah, but we don't have time to argue with the police either, we have to do a billing. So which means we have to read all the meters, which have to be approached on foot and touched with the control, and it's gonna take a while.
May I respond?
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Do we not pay Simon's operation to do that work?
Yes, we do, but it's gonna take a long time. I need to resolve this as quickly as possible.
I think we should look into this more. I know a couple buttons we might be able to push to get our hands back on that if we need to.
Okay.
And, I think we should try that before we go spending money on something else, so we already bought it. I don't see any reason they get any right to keep that.
Sure.
When they were there that day they came in, we made it very specific that anything to do with the town had to stay.
Yep.
She agreed, so I think we can get that
I
back.
think we can get back.
I'll help you out with it.
Okay.
We'll just table that for now until we see what they can come up with. Is that good, you guys?
Yeah, and when new
Steve?
information arises, we'll be notified.
Question is, this is a program that reads the water meters that's come up missing?
No. So we have our workstation and we have our billing program, which is called Nemrick on there. And then we have a separate piece of equipment. It's like this big handheld thing from a whole different company. It has to have special software to import and export all of our billing information, of where all the water meters are, to this handheld. And then once Alan from Simon goes out and taps all the readers and reads them, then it has to export all that back into our accounting system. And it requires this one very specific piece of software, I guess, which I've never seen, I'm just going by these.
And this software the town owns?
Yes, it was built specifically and licensed for that workstation.
And now we don't have it.
No, police have it,
Well, the state police have
the
it,
state police have it.
and they won't release it?
I'll reach out and find out, but from what I understand, it was taken as evidence, so we'll find
They
out.
must have thought something wasn't quite right in order for them to confiscate it, I would think.
Well, it sounds like they, and I don't know, because I didn't have.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, they found some files on there to the stuff that was going on with the previous manager.
Right, well, what I'm saying is that they must have found something in order for them to confiscate it.
The person that come in to review all that stuff, they take what they needed to. We had a pretty frank conversation about what was the town's stuff needed to remain. Somehow this slipped through with some of the stuff. But Cody was there, so I'm pretty sure that we can get that back. You know, this is before Ryan was involved. but
Right, I understand that.
I'm pretty good, she was reasonable, she understood the town's needs, and I think we can get it back. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we can. It's nothing to do with their case as far as
Right.
Tunbridge goes or anything, it's just our own stuff. But somehow it's in their possession, we need to get it back. We will.
Something that aroused suspicion. of
Just
some
another
sort.
bump in the road we gotta deal with, that's all. So we'll get it taken care of.
As long as we can get it back.
We'll try.
We own it.
Yeah.
Delinquent taxes owed are $228,648. We recovered $5,955 this past month. Delinquent utilities owed are $32,988. We recovered $1,498. And then the one thing came up this afternoon that I don't have on here is I had a resident reach out to me and he lives on a class 4 road and he wanted to know if we still have a program available where residents can apply for up to $1,000.
Yes.
We do? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
It's been in place for 10, 15 years, I think.
Okay. Does
I
that,
don't know what, actually, that varies each year. There may be some left over from last year, but July 1st will be another 5,000 going into it. It's
Okay.
5,000 put into every year.
and,
So, but there may well be some left from last year.
They'll submit a letter of need
okay,
to us. We'll review it, and then it'll be agreed or not agreed that this person will receive
Okay. So
$1,000.
he did send me a letter, it's just really brief, so I don't know exactly what you need on it. It's,
Yeah, still put a brief description of what they want to do with it.
yeah, it's from
Kinda
Thomas
comes up
Bailey,
first, sir.
and it just says, I would like to apply for the class 4 road gravel for Moore Road, but that's it.
Who was it?
Thomas Bailey.
Yeah. Yeah, he's on Moore Road, I think.
So I'll just ask him for a description of what he's gonna do.
Yeah, just brief description of what they want to use. We only buy materials, we don't do any work.
Right,
Culvert or gravel or whatever, up to $1,000.
okay.
Question about that statement. Middle May, are there funds left over?
I don't have that information in front of me, but I can find it.
Dave,
I believe it was set up, as far as I know, that you could apply for it once every 5 years, is what I was told in the past. Tom received it 2 years ago for Moore Road. I know because I did an inspection on it after he applied it, so I'm not sure if you want to investigate that, make sure that's right or wrong.
I don't recall it being once every 5 years, but usually, if somebody's already gotten some, we, first
I
come,
think
first
Dave
served.
is right, actually.
I know Dave's right.
We'll have to look that up and see what it is. But anyway, he still needs to apply if he wants it. It's up to $1,000. Not, and you can check, there may be some left over from previous year.
Yeah, check for Jay.
Rodney, had his hand up for a minute there.
Again, though, to say that, the same people keep asking for this money, and they have access to the material on their own. And Tom Bailey's brother owns a gravel pit.
Well said.
Well, at this point, we don't know what he's asking for. He might be asking for a culvert, until he comes in, then we'll get into the details.
Times are tough, and they're gonna get tough. 5 years, there's war, gas prices, everything else is gonna go up. We gotta scrutinize what we're gonna do with the money we have. And people that don't actually need that money should be set aside for somebody that does.
Oh, I agree.
Something to think about.
Anybody got anything else for the town manager?
Just doubling back on the phone app thing.
What's that?
Just doubling back on the phone app that I was talking about earlier. I put out those surveys. Do you want me to keep putting out surveys, or is there a level you want to reach before considering trying an app out?
Sounds like the feedback's been pretty positive on it.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready to authorize this? Or?
We have money in the budget.
Can I ask,
So,
Yes,
who's gonna
Kathy?
maintain that app?
that would be neat.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
we'll,
it's a free app, right? It doesn't cost us anything to have that.
it doesn't cost users anything. So for them to build it and we enter a yearly contract, it'll be $3,900 this year.
A year?
This year, because they have to build it.
Okay.
Going forward, it'll be closer to 3. And that includes
3,000 or
3,000.
a year?
Yeah.
And people weren't aware of that when you put out the questionnaire. Because I understood it was free, it was a free app, it was free. The town was doing it, maintaining it.
Free for the users, yeah. Yeah. We do have the money in the budget right now before the fiscal year ends, so.
I mean, I'm for it, but I think if people find out that it actually costs the town money, you're gonna have town people that probably aren't.
Right.
So maybe can we do an update to the Facebook post and the thing just to specify,
Sure.
this is the upfront cost, this is going forward annual cost?
Yep, we can do that.
It's at no cost to the town people to use, but there is an initial cost to start up.
Well,
To
yeah, there's-
make sure it's clarified and clear. I think that's the best bet.
Clayton, you're confused. When it costs the town money, it is the users. But I never got this questionnaire.
I had physical copies at the revote,
You
The fund
voted
revote?
absentee.
yeah, and
I would
I,
have gotten it because I voted absentee?
No, it came out after, it came out after you had voted, so you didn't physically come in here, I had it set up over there.
Oh, so we changed the way of informing taxpayers?
and then I put it out on Facebook, and then, the surveys are available at the town hall, they're right on the front desk as well.
All right, I'll stop in and grab one.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing this information.
Is this the same app that you read about from William?
Yes. Yes.
So if you guys are good for this, somebody wanna make a motion to approve going forward with it? Table it, what would you like?
I think tabling it if there's a question on what the cost is going to be.
Yeah,
I mean, I know
I-
last meeting, I think it was discussed what the cost was, but not everyone attends or watches these videos on YouTube, I'm assuming, so let's table it for a month. That's my suggestion. Put it out there.
Well-
Again, I don't have Facebook, I don't have social media, but people that do will at least know it's as out there as we know, so they know
Yeah.
what it costs.
I agree with that.
Yeah, the only reason I bring it up now is before the fiscal year changes over, we do have the money now
But
in the
we,
computer, but
So we could do it at our June meeting,
yeah,
we do
June
it in the
June will, yeah, June would, yeah. 'cause-
June will still be in time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that gives us a
get all the
month.
skinny on it, and then we'll decide one way or another, okay?
Yeah, put the information out as best we can, once again, word of mouth, however, but the clarification, and then by next month, I'll be willing absolutely to vote on it, but,
Okay, we'll do that.
Chris,
Clayton,
yes.
word of mouth is not.
Chris, I
Informing the
said, I also said before that, I said, any way that we usually put out information, I mean, it was available at some point, you did not receive them, I get it.
Word of mouth is not acceptable. Facebook is not
Okay,
acceptable.
okay, then you just asked, you hadn't heard of it, so.
Is not, first of all, you shouldn't have said that, because that's private, how we vote. But back at you.
What ways would you like to see it go out?
You wouldn't have known about it because you didn't come in that day because you,
Well, as it turns out, I have reached out to the town manager and asked for different ways to inform the public. Did I do that?
Yeah,
I don't think that is happening. We're word of mouth, Facebook, or you have to come in and vote in person. That is not.
if we're concerned about the cost of this app, every other way to inform people also costs a ton of money. So how much do you think the postcards cost that we sent out about the revote?
The one that I never got.
I
That's a
can't
good
control-
question.
I can't control the mail, but how much do you
I
think it
have to
costs?
speak to the
You're
board
not the
at
only
this
one who
point,
get-
so. If I don't get any of these lines of communication, it is money not well spent.
So,
we had an issue with that revote, the post office, a big issue. All that stuff should have been out before we had the public hearing on it, was sent out, was given to them in time. I never got one at all. I know several other people didn't get them all.
I got mine the night before.
And a lot of people got it the night before the vote, some people got it the day of the vote.
day of the vote, yeah.
So-
If you had a P.O. box, they did not get put in.
The simplest form of them to do something, don't get them. People on the back roads got it, but people, all they gotta do is put it in that box, they can get it.
There are other communications. There is media, there is radio. And when you're asking to spend $1 million, it's okay to spend a few bucks on the newspaper, the world, the radio.
We did.
But that's right.
Well,
You know,
hopefully it's not
rely on the
taken care
post
of.
office these days. If anybody argues with that, that's not a reliable
It
source.
seemed to work all right the first time around. Well, I didn't hear anybody complain they didn't get it the first time around, but this time, for some reason, I don't know what the reason is, but
Anyways, thank you.
Could, again, I don't have Facebook, but for this potential app, could that be listed in every place that's public warning for the town? So the bank, is it pump and pantry, town hall, post office, wherever, again, I should know them off the top of my head, but just have it out there in every.
Sure.
Front porch forum, I know people have that.
Just like it's on your desk.
That way, yeah, just, that won't cost us really, shouldn't cost us anything, but at least the people that know those locations,
Yeah,
you know, if they're going into pump or the bank, they can peek at the thing and say, oh, there's a survey, that's not what this is, a survey for this app. And it will encourage them to, or they'll be informed or encouraged.
We can hope it encourages.
Yes,
There's a lot of
yeah,
stuff on the
yes.
wall. that
At least it
I don't look
informs,
at.
that's a better word to say, it informs them.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Chris?
there's so much stuff on
You
the wall
mentioned-
down there that you don't pay attention to it either.
Chris,
You mentioned the bank.
Mhm.
What bank do we have to bank with to see that?
Oh, Jesus.
I think it's the bank in town, it's not the bank I use, but
it's
is
the Bar Harbor Bank.
Bar Harbor is one of our locations,
One of the
right?
posts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, of course, I don't go to Bar Harbor, I did, well, it wasn't Bar Harbor when I was a kid, but.
Or maybe posting it on the front door of the post office, because everybody makes quite a few trips in there.
That
to
is
try to
true.
retrieve the
I don't think you can.
If they-
I know you probably can't, but I mean, that would be the most viewed door there is.
Anyway,
Is that legal?
No, that's what
No,
he's saying.
I said it won't happen, but that's probably the most viewed door, because none of us are getting our mail, that's right.
Right.
Let's move on.
okay, we're not talking about $1 million
Right.
bond here, we're talking about a one-time $3,900 deal, which will be less after that, once they get set up. So we'll do the best we can to get it out there, and we're gonna table it until next meeting, right?
Yes.
And we'll discuss it then. Okay? Okay, you all done now?
I'm all done.
Okay, sir,
Thank you, Ryan.
Okay, Bill Wheeler's ATV route request.
I'm Gordon Peary, I'm the president of the Williamstown Wheelers. We're looking for use of 4 roads, not the entire roads, just pieces of them. Select board members have the roads in front of them, but it's a stretch of Route 14 from Business Center Road to Industry Street. Industry Street from Route 14 down to the intersection where it turns to the ball fields or into Jameson's Trailer Park. Then we would go from there onto private property, up to Pleasant Street where the pavement meets the dirt. And then we would take Pleasant Street all the way to Root Pond Road currently. Which Root Pond Road is still currently on our approved roads for use. And on the other side of town, we're looking for approximately 1,100 feet of Lambert Road, which goes from McCarthy Road to the Williamstown, Washington town line. Yeah, I mean, obviously McCarthy Road is currently legally rideable too, so this would just be a connector to the town of Washington, which will alleviate some of the traffic that's currently going up Sugar House Road and then onto the existing trails there. So instead of funneling everybody down one road, we would spread them out over a couple roads. And that's it, I guess. The stretch on Route 14 is approximately 940 feet we'd be asking for, which is well within the state's requirements, their guidelines for state highway access. Any questions?
You people in the audience, he's got the routes on his paper, because he also has permission from all the
Oh, yes.
property owners that they're going by, along with the state of Vermont, for the use of Route 14.
I actually don't have state of Vermont use, I need your permission first before I submit this to
Oh,
them.
there's the application you get.
The application, yes.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah, I forgot about the landowners. There was 25, either businesses or residents that would be driving by, and I was able to acquire written permission from 22 of those. Where'd my numbers go? I was able to acquire permission from 22 of them. One was a no, wouldn't give us permission to drive by his house, and then 2 of them I just could not get in contact with. And the reason we're doing that is because that's per the current ordinance, we have to.
All the ones you're talking about were on public highway.
Yes, they were either on Route 14, Industry Street, or Pleasant Street.
I make the motion, we accept it.
Your second?
I'll second that motion.
Motion's made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Just so I'm clear, so if you get the approval, at least for the Route 14 part, if you get the approval from us, then you have to take that to the state
Have to
to
give
get
it to
that,
DOT, yes.
to that portion.
Yep.
Okay.
Must be Charlie Carey's later going up through
Yes.
in there, yeah. Up to the state.
With the way the traffic has been on 14 lately, isn't that setting somebody up for, I don't know, liability or damage or something? Traffic on 14 has been crazy. I mean, I've seen some trucks going through town, some large trucks. And I tell you right now, they're not going 35 because I was doing almost 40 and they were leaving me in dust. So, and these are not little trucks. And I'm wondering if you really want four-wheelers going up and down 14 with pedestrian traffic, especially on weekends, the trucks going through like this.
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been to Gorham, New Hampshire or not, but if you take a ride over there, there's four-wheelers everywhere.
It's been a long time since I've been over there,
You
but
go there
I know
now?
what you're saying.
Nowadays, I mean, it's four-wheelers
No,
going
I
both
just want to throw
directions.
that out there.
I understand what you're saying, but,
Yeah.
I mean, it's high volume four-wheeler traffic over there, the cars seem to get through them, that's on the US route too.
Yeah.
So,
The ATV ordinance, is this renewed every year?
Yes, it is.
So this would be a year trial, basically?
Yeah, I mean, these guys can shut it down at any time whenever they call me and say no more.
Right.
we haven't had any reports that I'm aware of on your trails of anybody causing any problems. There've been some problems
No,
other than your trails, but it's nothing to do with you guys. One question I got is, you're gonna have it clearly marked, they're not riding on the sidewalk along 14, right?
Correct, yep, it would be just like the other roads that we use, we
Stay on the edge of the
have proper
streets.
signage and.
Right, okay. That'd be my main concerns.
Yep.
Just my question, because I mean, I see four-wheelers, but they're wearing helmets, it's not, do they have to be over a certain age?
Yeah, there's a whole
I mean,
state
that's
statute on it, you have to have, if you're under 16, you have to take a safety course. Actually, under 16 couldn't even drive on Route 14, so,
Okay,
because it's a state highway.
okay.
So, yeah, you have to take the safety course, helmets, there's a whole insurance, liability insurance,
Okay. So
state
it's
registration.
kind of like snowmobiles, they have to get their.
It's exactly like snowmobiles. We follow the snow machines guidelines, basically.
Just as a switching hats to the WISA, which the extra parking lot would alleviate some of this just when we have those, because a lot of people go out on weekends and that's typically when we have the larger events, that might get a little congested on
Yeah.
that street, but if we could get the other lot there, set up, that would help with that. That was the only other thought that I had, but just, and I can let you guys know when those dates are, or
Yeah.
maybe you can just put it out, hey, be aware, this is going on, might be a little,
Definitely.
Well,
whatever.
that might actually draw a few more people to come in with their
Stop in,
ATVs
get
and
some
their families.
concessions,
Well, we're
you
not asking
know?
for that stretch, we're going straight, we're not asking to go.
Yes, I know, I know.
I don't want any,
One,
I don't want any problems going on over there either.
Yeah, no, you're
right,
right.
no, take park and go to the ball game. But
Yeah.
that'd be coming down by, the carrier, pump station, right? there.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct, they would
up
drive right next
yeah.
to this pump house.
I know they go by my shop, it's one of the main trails to get to pump pantry and everybody, I have seen no issues, they're always going slow and staying on the side of the road. And had no issues whatsoever. I probably see most of anybody at that location. So,
Is their speed limit different than what's?
I can post the speed limit at whatever you want. I can put it at whatever the actual road is, or I could put it 20 miles an hour, 25, and that's up to your discretion.
I haven't seen nothing to warn it yet. I mean, you're gonna get a few, I know from the Snowmobile Club that screw it up for everybody else, but there's nothing you can do about it other than call the sheriff and hope they deal with it.
Right.
All right, if you don't make it legal for the rest of the people, you're still gonna have the people that do it illegally.
Right.
Yeah, we have four-wheelers going back and forth. on right
Exactly,
now.
right, they're not
And you're
supposed to be there,
you're
but
not-
are they gonna do it? Yes, they are.
Yeah, and you're not gonna apprehend them because state troopers aren't gonna sit there 24/7.
Exactly,
And they go down through there fast enough, so you're not gonna get a good description of them.
right, so, you got the good and the bad with
Them and the
everything.
dirt bikes too.
90% bet they're not part of that club.
Yeah.
So,
That's what I'm saying, and
You
yeah.
guys have done a very good job with that, I commend you for it.
Thank you.
Yes, you have.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thanks for coming in.
Alright, I need somebody's signature, I don't know if I need yours there, your Ryan's, I'm not sure, it's,
Whatever's required.
To submit that to the state,
yeah,
yeah.
Authorized signature of municipality. I'm not sure who that is.
Just bring it over or something.
Ryan? Who wants to sign it?
Okay, there you go. If it's legal, bring them sign it, you can sign it.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you for coming in. Okay, Barbara, you want to do this next deal?
What's that? Yeah, the submitted all their applications, so I just need approval pending payment to the town.
I hate to see what happened if we didn't.
What's that?
I hate to see what happened if we didn't.
Yes. So yeah, they did all their licenses, the outdoor permit, second class, third class, first class, so
All our
needs
stuff's in
approval
order.
pending payment.
I make the motion, we approve pending payment.
Second that motion.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, town road to bridge standard adoption, Ryan?
Yeah, so the state just came out with an updated version in January, which is what you have in front of you. And we are highly encouraged to adopt it. And if we don't, then we miss out on state relief funds if we have another emergency.
That's,
The updates that they made, there's kind of like a summary in here, so you don't have to read through the whole thing and wonder what they updated, but they updated section 5, which is drainage crossings. So now, when we replace a culvert, it now must be at least 18 inches in diameter where the road layout allows, as a cross culvert.
That's in our highway policy anyway, 18-inch cross culverts for
It is,
down to
yeah.
15-inch on driveway minimum. So,
Otherwise, it is the same town and road bridge standards that the town adopts on a yearly basis.
we have also construction standards for thickness of gravels and stuff in our highway policy.
Yeah, they have all that, they have handy charts of them,
Yeah.
how big the gravel has to be and all that stuff.
If you want, sometime we can sit down together and go through it with you to make any adjustments. Make sure it complies with what they got. So, we need to, make a motion to adopt the changes?
Yep, and then you guys will have to just sign the bottom of the one I'll pass around.
The method I've seen, this is pretty standard for all engineering plans we've reviewed on different projects we've done, so it's
Well,
pretty standard.
Yeah, that is,
Sounds like the state says we drink the Kool-Aid and we don't get the money, so.
That too.
Sounds like we're drinking the
yeah,
Kool-Aid.
this has already been
It's not an
adopted
option.
in our town plan too, so. I make the motion to approve the changes on this
I'll second that.
town road bridge.
Motion made, second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Road rehab project update. What there is an update other than.
Well,
Not ain't much there.
yep, road rehab didn't pass. So I guess I put that on there in case we wanna talk about how we wanna move forward now. Do we wanna stick to the road rehab list and just start at the top and work our way down as much as we can with the funds that we have? Do we wanna go back to the previous plan that the town had?
Well, the funds are, there's a specific line item for the road rehab project at town meeting, so we, as far as I'm concerned, we need to keep our hands off that money
Yeah.
until this thing passes or something changes next town meeting.
Yeah, that one. But we have 170,000 to use. I'm just curious what your thoughts are.
I mean, I would think
Where we
going
should
back to the
focus on.
original list would make the most sense, because we voted on that last year.
What's that?
The original road list that was on there, they had a project list.
Right.
Just, I think going back to that is fine, because that's the standard they were, I mean, Dave would be the one to,
Dave, can you and Ryan just, I know the one you made with Jackie, can you and Ryan just get back together on that, if there's any updates, if there's any, just go through it again, just so he's fresh on it and.
Yeah,
That-
it's just the 5-year plan that you guys adopted.
Yeah.
Before she left, before we started this whole road rehab project. That was a continuation of the 6-year plan before 2023 flooding. Got everything all out of whack.
I think it's important that we, continue that drainage work. I mean, it was zero problems on the very side of Heber Road that we fixed in Pleasant Street. It was always a roller coaster, and it was just as flat all through. So it's proven it works. I mean, there's some areas that cropped up this year that didn't last year from, I've been hearing Ontario Hill and stuff like that. I don't know if we should taken, that's money well spent. And that's something town can do, it doesn't need to be hired out.
Yeah, that would eat up, if we were to continue with the Flint Road drainage that we had started, didn't finish last year. And then moving on to some places that popped up this year that seem to be now becoming a yearly thing. That would eat up a good share of that road rehab.
This is my opinion, it's just, I'm just one person, 5 here. We don't have anywhere near enough money to go in a major road construction project. I think it's important that we take care of this drainage issues. That's gonna benefit us dollar for dollar more than anything else will. And I'm in favor of trying to do this bond vote again. I mean, it passed the first time, we had more people, and it didn't the second time. There was a lot of misinformation out there, the post office screwed up and didn't get the mailers out that we had sent out. There's a lot of reasons why it probably didn't pass, it only didn't pass by 17 votes, I think it was, 16 or 17. It passed by 60-something the first time around, but there's a lot more people voted. Now, there's a general election coming up in November, right?
The first
I talked to the boss up to Northeast Materials about it a little bit. And if we could get that vote, we could vote that in November and it passed and went through the 30-day waiting period. That would allow them to crush through the winter, get materials ready for next year, so we can do something then, so that would, that's an option we have.
I got a question for you.
Yep,
You got like 170,000 available for the road right now, is that correct?
Yeah.
If you did the bond, that's gonna cost you rough numbers, $100,000 a year to pay that back, correct?
Yep.
Plus and the interest,
Hundred
even though it's very low.
114,000.
Yeah. What if you take
10%
that
on a million.
114,000, add that to 170,000, that would give you about 284,000 to work with.
We can't.
We can't touch that
You
line.
can't because it's not, that money comes from the bond.
Oh, that was gonna come from the bond bill, but you were gonna have to pay it back out of something.
Right,
Yeah, we got
that's why that item was in
Yeah.
there, so we'd have the money to pay it
Got a separate
first
line
payment.
for it.
Um,
Yeah, but we can't touch that money, because we'd be using it for,
Basically stuck at whatever the road rehab budget is currently to keep patching and going as we go.
Maybe I'm misunderstanding, but are you trying to say like next, because I've heard this from a couple other people. Instead of going out for a loan, just making that part of our budget,
Yeah.
add $100,000 to what we already spend versus going out for a loan. That way we don't have interest. I think that's what people have been, am I correct with what you're saying?
Yeah, I've heard other people say that as well.
I just wanna make sure, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
that's what I-
Okay. So basically, next budget cycle, instead of trying to go for a bond, people have said to me that it might be smarter just to increase the budget up $100,000 versus going through a bank.
Well,
So that might be
The
another
difference with
option.
that is then you're not getting the work done in one summer versus 10 years.
Correct, and but, you know, I can assuredly say it doesn't feel like summer yet. That's the problem, we go with what the weather tells us to go.
No, no, I agree.
the thing is, you know, if you do it
But
that
also,
way,
10 years from now, the price of materials
Oh, of course,
not gonna be
yeah, no, I get
But is
$100,000.
there a guarantee this material's gonna last 10 years?
we got nothing to work with now, so we got nothing to lose. I mean, we're scraping up,
Except
we're
$1
scraping
million.
up ledge. The fact of the matter is, we're spending roughly $30,000 every spring filling mud holes. We could probably cut that in half, which is more than pay the interest on a $100,000 loan. I mean, 100,000 a year, it's 114,000, 14,000 interest, 100,000 is principal. That's the average over the 10 years. We're spending, if we could cut that mud season waste in half, that would take care of the interest on it. And every year, we're falling farther behind. We can't catch up. If we put $100,000 in next year on top of it, we're not gonna catch up. We're just so far behind that the materials on these back roads have worn down so much. People want the roads graded today, there's nothing to grade except ledge and stones, and we're into the base gravel, or in some cases even beyond that, down to dirt. I mean, I asked several times if anybody's got any better ideas to come forward, and nobody has yet. This is the only chance we got by doing it this way to get ahead without skyrocketing taxes. I mean, if we wanna raise it $250,000 a year, we could do it over 4 years. We catch up that way, but that's gonna jack the taxes 2.5 times what we're talking about every year. I mean, this year we're paying 114. We start putting $250,000 in, the taxes are gonna go way up. We just tried to spread it out, and the interest rate's 2.9%. I mean, the cost of doing everything keeps going up every year, so we're not losing anything by doing it this way. Granted, not every road in town's getting done, and some people's not gonna see the benefit of it. But the other roads, we picked out the worst. The other roads that will still have that $170,000 you put in every year, we may be able to bump that up a little bit in order to address some of these other roads, you know, over the next 10 years. So, Chris,
I'm not convinced that it's gonna last 10 years either.
well, the stuff that's on there now, it's been there for a long, long time, so it really ain't there anymore. But I mean, It's been way more than 10 years. And it's not-
I'd hate to go 7 years and find out it was all gone and
Yeah, well, some of these roads don't have high traffic volumes. Somebody like a South Hill,
How long has South Hill been done?
it must be close to 10 years now, isn't it, Rodney? South Hill?
Less than.
yeah, it hasn't been 10.
Must be right around that mark.
Some of the side roads, like Graham Road, probably been close to 30 years.
No, what he's saying is he's not convinced that it's gonna hold up.
What they do with Main, I don't know, I don't wanna hold up.
It doesn't hold up to here.
No. How long ago did they do South Hill? About 5, 6 years ago?
I don't know, I don't remember what I did there.
Everybody thinks you have just this amazing memory, Rodney. They always ask you, how long has it been, Rodney?
It's been more than 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris is.
Chris, you got a question?
Chris,
I don't know, I think, it's probably been at least 10 years.
You think it has been 10 years?
Give or take.
Go ahead.
So I support the road crew, but the road crew is not a construction company. And you've got to be careful what you put on their plate, and a local contractor might pick up the balance of that work. So I do believe in increasing the budget annually and not expecting them to rebuild the 7, maybe even 9 roads in 90 days. I think that is an issue. They've got 100 miles of roads, ish, I'm not sure.
about 60,
Well, some of it is pavement.
about 60 gravel.
Well, they gotta take care of that too. They're still gonna do drainage work on pavement roads. So I think this $1 million in 90 days was too much to ask for. But I am curious, because I heard you say, Larry, that you think you wanna bring it back. What did you mean by that?
Well, it's like in November elections, there'll be a lot more people participating. Bring it, get everything lined up and do a revote it then.
Okay, so I heard what you just said. Did you hear what I said? Because it's not about the money, it's about the expectations on the highway crew. You've gotta keep them in mind.
We've thought about it, we've talked about it.
I know, I've been to a meeting and I just, that's a lot to take care of. Mr. Road Commissioner, may I ask him a question?
Sure.
The 7, maybe 9 roads, what was the amount of mileage on those roads that was, if the bond vote went through?
It was close to 14.
Okay, 14 miles in 90 days to completely reconstruct and take care of the rest of the town.
Dave,
I think that the 90 days was because there's basically 3 to 5 months of summer season, depending on the weather. And the 90 days was a goal. Weather-wise, the way, nobody can control weather, so there's no guarantee that it was gonna get done in 90 days, not from day one. And we all had that, we all talked about that and we knew that. If we had absolutely perfect weather, we're not reconstructing, we're just kind of rebuilding.
resurfacing.
Resurfacing, I mean, there's a lot of drainage, a lot of ditching that needed to be done, culverts changed. That was gonna hinder that a little bit, once we did a culvert inventory this spring. Realized what culverts needed to be replaced. So I think the 90 days was gonna be extremely hard to get to. But there was no, it weren't like the money had to be used in 90 days. If it didn't get completed this season, and there was 6 miles of road left next year to do, it could carry over into next year. Am I correct in that?
We discussed it at length, to you and I. The plan was that you guys are gonna work on getting the ditching and the culverts done before we even started the resurfacing project. Once we get started on that, that was gonna take like 60 days roughly. If I remember right, we figured what we did on the very side of Hebert Road last year, we did about half a mile a day. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So we could easily do 2 miles a week. It's just a matter of, if you're on this side of town, you're gonna hire a couple more trucks to keep up versus being on Tower Road where you're right close to the quarry, you probably get away with a couple less. So that was the strategy we had. The culvert work, the ditching stuff was gonna be done before we started the major project. And I think that's going back to what I said earlier, if we concentrate this year on under drain, culverts and ditching, instead of trying to do a bunch of road work that we don't have the money for to start with, that we'd have better spend our money preparing for the bigger project, whether it be in sections with a bigger highway budget each year, or the bond vote, whichever way it happens to shake out. But the drainage to improve this year alone, the problem areas were completely wiped out by that drainage system. If it's done and done properly, it works good. If it's not done properly, it doesn't work that good. Chris?
I know the original warning said 90 days and it was gonna be all done in-house. That passed. Because the wording and the warning was wrong, I do believe it failed the second time. I just think it was set up to be a failure the first time around, and it got passed. That's what I'm trying to make a point of.
We didn't make any different points the second time around, we did the first
The
time.
wording definitely.
There was a lot of
it
misinformation
was
going
way
on the
less
second
wording.
time.
So, you wrote, I assume you wrote the same article that I read.
I don't know.
It had nothing, the second time around, it did not say that it was gonna be all done in-house. It didn't say the 90 days. It was so much less. And we were gonna purchase materials and equipment, and I did talk to the road commissioner about the equipment, and I talked to you about it.
Yeah.
The wording completely changed.
I think part of the reason it failed the second time, just my opinion, is that it was all over Facebook, people saying all the negative things and don't, all the people that didn't want it to pass were on there hot and heavy saying, this is all this stuff, it's bad, don't vote for it. And I think that negativity is what made a lot of people go vote against it.
I'd like to add to that. I think the neglect on our roads right now, and the shape that they're in, had a big impact on it. Because why do I want to have those guys going on a rehab when they can't maintain my road in the condition it's in right now before it even starts? And honestly, I think if roads were better shape right now, it might have made a difference on that road.
They got pretty bad this spring.
It's still bad.
Yeah. They've been graded since then, some of them, and that definitely is gonna change the attitude a little bit, but they got real bad this spring from holes that didn't get a grader run over it early enough to, and it may have been partly because of the weather or labor time or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, we had one issue, our grader broke down for one thing, and
But you
The
see, you
second
can always
graders
have
are-
that off and on.
second grader's coming, it's been held up for a little bit.
And did you ever solidify an extra grader and operator in writing to know that you had that available for the rehab, if it came up?
That was an issue. The issue was trying to get one this spring, first thing in the spring.
And why isn't it here? Because when I asked you about it, you said it was supposed to be here the 1st of May, the second
They
grade.
sold the grader.
That's the road foreman.
The grader we had rented got sold because somebody needed a grader, and so they sold it.
So where are we renting it from? They don't have any others that they rent out?
We tried to get one from 5 different places, John Deere was the only one that had one available, they sold the one they had. The other one coming in from another municipality weren't coming back until middle of May. I couldn't get it till the 1st of June.
And so why hasn't our grader been out working? I mean, I feel like
Our
it's way
grader's out
past
every
due.
day that it don't rain unless it was broke.
I'd take a rainy day. I really would. Sick of it.
We can grade in the rain, but every time I've ever tried to do that, I've got more complaints
Yeah.
about the mud than.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody, I mean, I got
Nobody
people
would
that come to my
complain on
house
our
on a
road.
weekly basis, and they all complain about it to the point where now I'm ready to start meeting them in town because my road is so bad. And it's not just my road. I'm here voicing for a lot of other people in town that roads have not been touched at all this year. And I wanna know why. I mean, the grader's broke, but if Larry had a broken excavator, I can tell you it's not gonna take him 2 weeks to get it fixed, cause he needs to get a job done.
Yeah.
We are addressing that situation, that's all I can say right now. I've had work in place this year, and I have, all the years I've been on the select board put together, so I understand what you're saying, I hear it, I've heard it from you and many others. We are gonna straighten things out. It's gonna take a little bit, but we will.
That's what we want.
So, okay, my next question is, what is the grader schedule? Because there was one posted on Facebook a few weeks back, and some of those roads had already been done, that were on that list, and then some of them, still haven't been touched, but then it's been silent, nobody knows. That's why I'm all for this app, because transparency and letting people know what's going on would stop people from complaining as much. I wouldn't be here tonight if I knew when my road was gonna be graded.
Or if.
Yeah, because it's the unknown that's frustrating, and how much longer are we gonna wait, or are we even on the radar?
It's Boyce Road, you're on Boyce Road, right?
Trip in Boyce,
Trip Boyce Road.
amazing.
You have that on your
Yeah,
list?
take
You
a ride.
know, you know what that is?
I mean, a weekly schedule update of it, and even saying the graders broke down is putting us behind, is better than silence.
Yeah, so today we did Hebert Casino.
Yep, Medor, Hebert, Casino.
Okay.
Tomorrow's Weir,
Oh, yeah.
Boyce, or, Weir, Birch, and then they're gonna work down Trip Boyce and Trip, but it's probably looking at the weather, not gonna get done till next week.
Even that information goes a long ways,
Yeah,
rather than thinking that you guys wanna take on a project and is this how we're gonna be all summer? Like, this is gonna suck.
I tried to get a weekly grader schedule to Ryan, and we got halfway through the first schedule, and the grader broke. And what, I didn't tell him to put it out there.
Well understandable.
So that put us behind, so we just finished, Hebert Fit was started a week ago on Thursday, because it had already been started, so we just finished that section. In the meantime, we also went through and cut off the big moguls on Terriot Hill, Gilbert, McCarthy, just to get them so they were a little smoother to get by until we can get there and actually grade them.
and that's appreciated,
And
because
that
that's, I feel like
It's
no-show is,
just not knowing what's going on sucks. And she tried reaching, and you guys know, I've called you, or she has. There really isn't no answers, so just having.
She can call me anytime,
This app would.
anytime you want,
Well,
any questions.
It shouldn't be that way, it should be public information, be able to get it. I'm not gonna call up and give you scorched earth on what's going on, it's not right. We should just be able to just know what's going on without having to bug McCarthy and Larry, and I don't wanna do that. I'm not a bitcher, but I'm sick of 5 miles an hour all the way up my road.
Can you go that fast?
That'd be, yeah, pushing that. I mean, everybody's got $50,000-$60,000 vehicles. I'm not into ruining mine because of my road. It was better when there was grass in the middle of it than when we first moved in. It was way better.
It's, the forecast I just listened to tonight, or watched tonight on TV, showed it, Wednesday and Thursday, probably Friday, it's gonna be heavy rain on Wednesday. Can't do much for that,
No,
but
fully
I'm
understand.
guessing, you know, with what you said, it probably the first part of next week, they'll be in your area.
And,
It's supposed to be dry over the weekend, Monday, so.
And if it's dry this weekend, the grader guy will be out.
and that's another thing I was in question of, this seems to be a red alert time. I'm all for paying more in taxes or whatever to be able to put overtime into people doing work so we can actually, really, I'm a carpenter, I drive all over central Vermont, and Williamstown is by far the worst roads. You talk to a UPS driver, FedEx driver, they'll tell you the same thing. And it's kind of shameful, and it shouldn't be that way. I'd like to be proud of our roads, I'd like to be proud of our town, not shamed. Think of that as what you want.
I heard,
That's how I feel about it.
I heard the exact same thing from many people the last couple of weeks, so
Oh,
you're not
that's good.
alone, for sure. And thanks for coming in and stating what you just did.
It's not a bitch session either,
No,
I'm
no,
not here, I'm just
That's
wanna know what's
perfect.
going on.
It's good that people come in and speak up, that's well. Rodney?
How do you decide what roads are gonna be graded and not graded? I mean, they came out and did South Hill, they did Lighthouse Hill Road, but they drove right by Graham Road in Winchester Hill. Graham Road's pretty horrible. And by the sound of their plan, we're probably looking at around 2 or 3 weeks before they even consider coming up to Graham Road.
And they were already on the hill once. And they were already up on the hill.
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy.
You know,
When we did South Hill,
I can't put my farm equipment down these roads right now. And I can't get to the hayfield. It could affect my bottom line.
One thing,
And Graham Road, more popular dance than any mile of road on South Hill. Graham Road has 17 residents on it in 1 mile. South Hill, I think, only got 20 or 22 in 2 miles. So how do you figure out, would cater to Brookfield, Graham, and Chelsea, to do Graham, South Hill versus Williamstown residents?
well, there's other roads like Flint Road that has a lot of people on it too. That hasn't been touched, so,
I know, I heard about that too.
and I've been hearing a lot about that.
I just don't understand, I drive by some roads, have this.
One of the things that compounded the problem more this year is that lack of the second grader. We've always had one right off, as soon as things got so you could do something. And, things fell through the cracks this year, and they ain't gonna have one now probably for another week or two, so. We're gonna be discussing the issue and, do whatever we can to make it better.
I would think it's a lot of extra travel when you're already on the hill, up to do like Graham Road. You already got the equipment up there. If somebody has to work a couple hours extra to do that while the machine is up there, that would save you money from coming back up there just to do it. That's crazy, going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It makes no sense.
I don't disagree with you.
I was gonna say, I don't disagree with you either, Steve. On instances like that,
Then tell me why. Simple, tell me why.
I can't honestly.
That's what I was afraid of.
No, this is just my own personal thought, if that's all right to admit, that, long roads like that need more attention, it's gonna take more than one a day. Leave that equipment up in a safe parked area, come back with a shuttle truck, you've got a couple of new, pickups. Instead of driving that grader all the way back down here.
Exactly.
Park acquire or utilize a safe parking spot, leave it there and then start it right back.
Talk
on the
to
one.
somebody
That's
that-
just my opinion.
Yeah, talk to
Instead of
somebody that
trucking
let
it
you
back
park
and
it
forth.
there. But wait, where is safe?
I can only tell you one thing, that we're gonna address the issue.
Right.
We are gonna address the issue, you can count on that. Rodney?
So that's what they used to do. They used to grade South Hill and then the next day they'd come back to all the side roads. And they left the grader parked next to one of the highway crew members' driveway. I don't know how much safer you're gonna get, but
Well, I know when you were talking about, Fred Shangrove was the operator, of course. There was a farm every 2 miles too. that, They always used to park in somebody's farmyard. So I remember.
We have equipment on different job sites all the time, and
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's gonna bother it, but
No.
it's parked off, edge of the road, the edge of the field or something. I mean, we have, have bulldozers and machines, excavators, that you just can't move back and forth every day. And they're on there, and we've knocked on wood, we haven't had more issues in the city of Montpelier with them trying to put graffiti on them than you do anything else, but.
Right.
Chris?
I think we have a new town manager, and there's a learning curve that's gotta happen. Slightly over 4 months, you've worked for the town?
A little over 5.
Okay. I think things have gotta play out a little bit. And but it sounds like the select board is hearing the concerns, so.
Like I said, we're gonna address it. Anything else in there? Rotary, I think we could talk about later if we wanna go forward, try to do it again in November or something.
Yep.
We just gotta make sure we do it in time and meet all the criteria.
Yes, yes.
Okay, there's no old business around the table, Tyler?
Just one question I had for, there's no dogs allowed, did you look up that for?
Oh, I didn't, I have to look at it.
There's no dogs allowed on Seaver Field. I have a dog, I just walk or by it, but I'd never seen those signs there, because I always see dogs playing in the park, so I just didn't know if that was a rule or not, so we'll be looking into that. Pretty sure that's when I built the ice rink, that's what happened to a dog, jumped in and swam, but, which I'm not mad at the dog, it's a dog, but just never seen the signs.
I think a lot of people, from my understanding, were walking the dog on Seaver Field, and the dogs do their business
Oh, yeah,
on Seaver
yeah,
Field.
no, that was my guess, but.
Yes.
But I just wanna make sure no one's putting up signs and it's not the town's rules. Like, I wanna make sure that we're following the rules correctly.
I believe Jackie had them put up because
I've never seen them before until,
they've been there for,
Since
my guys put them
August.
up because,
okay.
3 years ago.
no, it weren't that long, but somebody went out and vandalized the picnic tables and underneath the pavilion, wrote
okay,
derogatory stuff and racist stuff on them. And she sent 2 of my guys over to get the picnic table that had been vandalized and get it out of there so people didn't see it.
yeah,
And there was 2 dogs inside unleashed, and one of them tried to bite one of my employees. And so she said, no, it was a liability, no dogs, so she had the signs put up.
okay. I don't ever remember seeing the signs,
Yeah,
that's,
there's 2 signs that.
yeah, I just wanna make sure it's,
August, September, I think,
If I recall, people were walking dogs around there, letting them run loose, not picking up after them, and that was causing an issue. Scott, you have anything?
Nope.
Clayton?
No, good.
Jody? The turnaround at the bottom of Chelsea Hill. You see it's still posted off, and that one where they were supposed to put the post in isn't
They
done
didn't
yet.
do that, yeah.
Did you
I've
ever-
reached out to them, but I haven't heard anything, but let me follow up on it.
I'll give you an example, like today, we had to move some equipment in here to do the work on the back, the parking lot area for Seaver Field there, or not Seaver Field, but Salty Field.
Yeah,
And, we had to park out the road in order to open up the gate. And that gate so close to the road that you can't go, garbage truck, have it hanging out
Yeah.
Route 14, whereas you could pull over there to do
Yeah,
it.
you could use the turnaround.
And I know Orange County used to use it for stop. And that one needs to be opened back up.
Yeah.
The one that's, goes around behind the trees here is the one that needs to be closed off, and we discussed that, so.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the one at the bottom of Chelsea was the one we wanted closed.
No,
No,
it was the one down by the gravel pit, the Pikes Court.
Oh, no, both of them, that's what we heard, cause last year,
That's what I heard.
I mean, you can say for Green Up Day, I think that was the big one for Green Up Day, the one at the bottom of Chelsea Road, or, yeah, sorry. Yeah,
Well,
Chelsea
they've
Road,
been dumping-
had enough mattresses and tires in that one
State's
spot.
been picking up a lot of needles and trash and stuff.
I was actually surprised, I was surprised the state did it on that one and not the one down by Pike.
They are gonna, they've asked if they can get Phil from our pit to close that one in down by Pike.
Just like totally fill it in.
Yeah.
And I gotta say,
That's actually on Williamstown property.
I know it is, yeah, and just to throw it out to the public, whoever greened up there this year, I much appreciate that, because it has not been greened up down by the one in Pike.
Larry Lassard's wife did that. Her
Okay,
and
well-
another woman spent 4.5 hours in
well-
there picking up that trash.
Thank you very much to that, cause I was gonna actually go try to help, and it was already done. So, I'm proud of that effort by the public, make sure our properties look good.
Chris,
So, we know we have a problem in that area.
Mhm.
We're considering to open it up for
Well,
driving.
I didn't know that's.
Anybody and everybody.
That's new to me today.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
because of what you said,
Yeah.
so I guess I would just ask the select board to be on the air of caution.
No, I think closing it is a smart idea, but.
But if we open up the landfill driveway for Saldy parking, you just created that situation all over again.
Well, I think that's different because you have one that's open 24/7 and one that's only open a handful of times and is monitored.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree, I missed that meeting, but I would agree with that wholeheartedly, and, I mean, worst case scenario too, I mean, I know Saldy Field, I don't know how much it would cost. Alright, no, yeah, Saldy Field, sorry, too many S fields in our town.
we got a far more worse problem,
There-
cars
there's-
parking both sides of Business Center Road and people just barely be able to get through than that parking lot's gonna cost.
I was just gonna say, there's security cameras at Saldy, so if, worst case scenario, maybe we could put a security camera, I don't want that, but if there was ever an issue, cause I mean, my kids play baseball and soccer, and I wanna say there's enough security cameras at that field to watch a fly.
I'd like to get more.
There you go.
Okay, one more thing, Chris.
Just to respond to you, I get it. So that's why I'm questioning opening up the town property for anybody, even though it's monitored, to everybody.
That youth sports, I've got to know it a lot more since my grandchildren play in youth sports, and that's a very, very good organization that benefits the
That's
town
not what I said.
greatly. And this parking lot thing is not gonna be a big issue, I'm sure of it. If it is, I'm sure they'll take care of it. And gotta give it a chance before we see what happens. Okay, we gotta vote to take a recess and go to executive session for personnel issue.
I make a motion to take a 5-minute recess. You guys want 5, is that good? 5-minute recess and then enter executive session.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, second, all in favor?
It's for personnel issue. just to
Yes,
say.
I always forget that,
That's
for
all.
personnel issues.
Thank you everyone for coming, appreciate it.
Okay. Wait, what was his name?
New Palm Universe, we should get
Okay,
Okay.
so, I live in
Yes.
and we just never go past First Street corner. It's always stuck, I mean, I can't say never, it has been pretty good.
Hopefully we can get that done.
Almost
I have a lot
always
of
great,
people ask
in
about that.
Birchland, and you go general around corners.
A lot of kids walking down the road, so I don't want that.
That's right.
Yeah.
The only times I know.
Yeah. Care for another one?
Sure.
Hit me up, he says. Yeah, I was thinking a nice tea and a few things, I'm like, I looked down at them, I'm like, oh, me and Scott
I think you gotta turn stuff back.
Sound on, camera on, and we're good.
So, make a motion to come out of executive session.
I second that
Motion
motion.
made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. Okay, we need, someone to make a motion.
Make a motion that we terminate the road foreman.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made and seconded, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Nay from me.
Nay.
Okay,
I
Make the motion, we adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
second that.
motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you, Ryan.
yeah.